You ready for this? Let's do it. It will kill.
The Continental Cavalry Saber.
My name is Justin Hammond. I'm 28 years old. I'm a full-time bladesmith, and I am from Lockhart, Texas. Before bladesmithing, I was a chef for about 12 years. If I win, I just found out that my wife lost her wedding band, so I'm gonna buy my wife a new wedding band.
The Continental Cavalry Saber was an iconic sword used during the American Revolutionary War. While this style of sword was originally built for British soldiers, American bladesmiths started reproducing them for the Continental soldiers. These long, curved, single-edged blades delivered lethal cuts against British soldiers as the Continental Army ambushed them from horseback. These American swords were famously wielded by revolutionaries during the Battle of Princeton in 1777, where George Washington defeated the British, retaking New Jersey and forcing the British retreat into New York.
The scissor.
My name is Don Halter. I've been a Texan all my life. I plan on being a Texan the rest of my life. I got 3 degrees in nuclear engineering. I found my calling, cleaning up radioactive material, decontaminating stuff. We had a lot of Homer Simpson t-shirts.
Wielded by gladiators in ancient Rome, the scissor was an ideal weapon for the bloody battles that ensued in the Colosseum arena. The contour of the sharp crescent-shaped blade was optimal for slashing and stabbing, while the armor encasing the forearm offered protection. Gladiators who used the scissor were also known as scissores. They could swiftly brandish the weapon in the heat of battle due to its surprisingly light weight. The dual block and cut capabilities of the scissor freed the user's other arm for another weapon or shield, giving the user the advantage of multiple ways to attack.
We are in Lockhart, Texas, and today we start on the Revolutionary War Continental Saber. I'm gonna build this sword mono steel. No complaints thus far. Biggest challenge is getting the curvature just right. This is a long sword, man. I've got my blade parameters met. It's time to quench. Taking my time. Anything can go wrong when you heat treat. And she worked. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to start getting some measurements taken. I'm about 1/8 of an inch shy on my curve. The only way for me to get the length I need is to stick her back in the fire. Goodbye, heat treat. I need to try and get this curve to parameters. Puts a lot of stress on a sword. Could pick up a crack, but I don't have time to make another one. This quench has to be perfect. As long as there's no cracks, that should be okay. Oh, yeah. Quenches went well. Very relieved to see that. Who gets to be so lucky as to have 2 successful quenches? I'm good to go. I finished the blade yesterday, so there's nothing left to do but fit and finish. Love it when I finish up a blade on Wednesday because I get to do all my hand sanding whilst watching one of my favorite TV shows. The sword is assembled, it's complete, it's sharp, so let's go ahead and test it. It's comfortable. I can't wait to see it tested though. I absolutely love this thing.
I'm not really familiar with a gladiator scissor, but since it is armoring, I've been doing armoring for about 25 years. I'm sure I can overcome any challenges that come up for it. I'm using a coarse wrought iron combined with high carbon steel to make a composite welded blade. I have no idea what that came off of, just part of my 500 pounds of stuff. Hey man, we're Texas, we're bigger and better, and our blades are better. My whole gauntlet section is done in 3 pieces. The only thing I have left to do is to make sure all the parts fit back together. There's no warps in there that I can't take out. Probably had first time. I'm trying to get the main cone put on. It's driving me nuts. There's a slight warp in it that keeps catching on the inner layer. Oh, turn it. Damn it. There we go. Oh, that was a pain. We don't want to trip while holding this. That would really suck. I want to make sure nothing's going to rattle loose when the judges start hitting stuff with it. That would hurt. So the final test. It rubs on a knuckle slightly, but Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even notice that until afterwards because I was just having too much fun swinging and cutting things with it.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the dynamic kill test. To find out just how durable your weapons are, I'm gonna cut through this pig carcass and these drums. Justin, you're first. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right, Justin, let's talk about your saber here. First up, your handle construction. It is nice and smooth. It's ovoid enough to where I have a very good grip. Now, for a saber design, I usually see the curves a little bit up front over here, but it wasn't an issue. Overall, sir, your saber, it will kill. Bladesmiths, this is a kill test. To see what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, I will take your scissor and I will deliver killing blows on this ballistics dummy.
Let's have some fun.
Let's do this. Good. Don, let's talk about your weapon. What I like about your weapon is that it's in line with the handle. On the initial cut here, it lacerated right through there. And in this backhand hook, your edge is deep to go in here and right into that cavity. Your weapon will kill.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, it's time for our dynamic strength test. To test the overall construction of your blade, as well as how it feels in my hand, I'll be attacking our British warship here. Justin, you're up. Are you ready?
Ready when you are.
Okay. So Justin, first off, everything's in one piece. Blade's still just as sharp as it was. But having that curve here, as opposed to out here, the weight is kind of behind where I'm expecting it to be. But it did a great job. It held up beautifully. Nicely done.
Thank you, sir.
Now, the scissor was used in gladiatorial combat for both attack and defense. Now, to test the strength and durability of your weapon, we'll clamp them into our mechanical device here. The blade's going to come down and strike the armored cuff of your weapon twice, and then your weapon's going to be launched into this breastplate. So, Don, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get you strapped in. So looking at this, I'm having a hard time finding where the sword hit it. And there's one teeny little mark. You know, the blade's still tight. On that edge is still a razor blade. There's no rolling at all. Very well done. It's nice.
Thank you.
Forged in Fire, War of Weapons.